I didn't realize you were yourself a sheep.
That's what I told you on the phone, ain't it? A sheep farmer. We've got chickens and beehives and the cherry orchard, of course. I'm Grant. This is my wife, Sheila.
Nice to meet you.
And look who it is, Miss Tabby. Tiny said that you'd up and left him.
It was his idea.
Sheila will tell you nothing's wrong, but don't listen to her.
He's making a fuss over nothing.
Contractions started mid-afternoon, but there's been no progress.
These things take time. It's the way of nature.
That may be, but since we're here, let's just check on things.
He thought we kept sheep. The very thought.
Ah, yes. Our poor dumb kinsmen. Bless them. No. Too close a relation to stomach the keeping of.
My great-uncle Angus married one. They all said he was crazy, and expected her to go frolic in the meadow instead of meeting him at the altar. But there she was at the church and bar, ate her way through the vows. 80 fine years they had together.
Can I ask why you didn't go to the hospital maternity ward?
The hospital isn't always willing to work with our kind.
You hear about it happening sometimes, but usually we're sent to a vet for our ailments. Between Tiny and Doc Martingale, our needs are pretty well met.
Well, how do things look?
It's a good thing you called. The lamb's head is entering the birth canal, but not the feet.
Is it serious?
It's correctable. I'll need to push the lamb's head back and then pull the legs forward to proceed to a normal birth position.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get on with it.
Remember to breathe, dear.
Do you think I don't know how to breathe?
You know, most species get on just fine without a coach.
Tabby.
What? I'm just saying she doesn't need someone shouting at her to do what's obvious.
She's right, though. Grant, dear, why don't you go boil some water?
All right.
We don't really need boiling water. We have sterilized equipment.
Oh, that's just what we always have the fathers do to keep them out of the way, something to occupy their minds, the poor dears. The lambing process is quite an ordeal for their nerves.
That makes sense. Now, just,
breathe.
Yeah.
There. The lamb is in place.
Well, just look at the wee mite.
She's perfect. We'll name her Lorna, after my mother. And what is your given name, Doctor? There you go. Lorna Thomasina, a very sensible name.
That's really not necessary.
Nonsense. The matter is decided. Lorna Thomasina it is.
No offense to you, dear. You have been lovely. But throw a Tabitha in there. And I think that's a bit too much, don't you?
I completely agree. I don't have much use for it myself.
It's getting dark. You're welcome to spend the night.
No, you've got your hooves full as it is.
Liable to have wolves set upon you.
Just like Uncle Robbie. He learned his lesson.
God rest his soul.
Still, that was up in Westridge 20 years ago, and wolves aren't as plentiful here.
And I have a hodag.
Well then, I reckon that's fine.